In order to make a high-performing marketing engine, the first thing you need is to understand all the touch points in the journey, and you need to measure them. If there's a point in your funnel where you don't see the data anymore, data will vanish. I say this because 100% of CrowdTamer's clients for the last 4 years at some point has the data drop out. If you are product-led, it is almost inevitably you go from the landing page to in product. You go from domain.com to app.domain.com, and all the tracking vanishes. When you do that, now you don't know someone came from this landing page and then they hit the sign up button and now they're an app, but I don't know who they are anymore. And if you can't measure that journey, then you can't say things like, oh, they came from this feature landing page. So the onboarding should really say, here's how you do this feature. Because people tell you what they want from you. They will tell you the pain they have if you let them. And then if you are like most startups out there, you say, great, I don't care about your pain once they're in product. They'll churn. They'll close the tab. They'll go away. Because you don't have the data, you can't make a tailored. So the first thing you have to do for high efficiency is understand the whole journey and keep it consistent throughout. There are a number of ways to do this. Segment will move data around. You have a CRM to save your session data to and pass cookie. There's ways to do it, but you do have to set it up correctly or you will regret it in the end. The next thing is, as you are building out all the pieces of your marketing engine, you have to understand what needs fixing most first. It is really easy to say, oh, look, everybody is in product, and then they are not activating. So it's a product problem. I have to add features. I've got to change the onboarding. But if people are coming to a landing page and signing up and then not doing anything in product, other possibilities are the promise you made in the landing page isn't one that you can fulfill. Or the pain is high enough to get them to sign up, but then not high enough to make them actually, I got to click buttons. I got to figure something new out. And then how do you make the pain that you solve high enough stakes that they will click buttons, that they will get all the way through? When you get a narrow focus and say, this exact point of my business is where things are bad, you can spend, seed clients spend a year working feverishly at solving a problem right here, and the issue is over here, things aren't right, and so people have enough of them to get to here and stop. Being data-based in your approach and being test-based in your approach and saying, okay, this is where my marketing engine is failing. I will try this. That didn't work. Where else can I look for to solve this problem and find a way to route into the actual overarching one? That's going to be another important part of building a high-efficiency engine. And then the last part of building a high-efficiency engine is agreeing all of you in the room with making decisions that you are led by data, not led by emotion, by gut feeling, by Hippo, the highest paid person's opinion. In CrowdTamers, in my agency, anybody in the company, hopefully, feels empowered to say, hey, Trevor, I think this is how we should do it. And then my answer when they say that is almost always, let's try. What's it going to do? Cost us a couple $100? Okay. We'll learn something either way. Because I know from experience very often the headline that I like, the graphics that I like, the landing page that I like, isn't the one that my audience wants. And when you're data-led, you can steer towards what your audience wants and be more efficient in your marketing.